Joshua 10, verse 13 says, "And the sun stood still, and the moon stopped, until the nation took vengeance on their enemies." Welcome once again to 7 Minutes in Biblical Studies. I'm your host, Rick Barboa, and today we are going to be discussing the day the sun stood still. For centuries, readers have taken this verse to mean that God literally halted the sun and moon in the sky, suspending the laws of nature. But is that what the author meant? And is that what the original audience would have understood? Let's dig deeper, not to diminish the miraculous, but to refocus our understanding of how God works in covenant, in battle, and in redemptive history. The traditional view, a cosmic pause. The traditional interpretation goes something like this. God caused the earth to stop rotating, pausing time itself so Israel could defeat the Amorites in daylight. Yes, God is omnipotent and he could absolutely do that. But that explanation brings some complications. Number one, the text is poetic and not prose. Verses 12 through 13 is part of the book of Jasher. Number two, a literal halt in rotation would cause global cataclysms. Number three, there's no reference to this event in later scripture as a paradigm of God's power. And number four, it disconnects from the ancient Near Eastern, or A&E, cosmological framework. So, if not literal cosmic suspension, then what's happening in this text? A&E context, sun, moon, and omens. Here's where John Walton's scholarship shines. In the A&E, the sun and moon were more than light sources. They were seen as functionaries within the ordered cosmos. Their movements were interpreted as signs. One such sign was the opposition moon. In the A&E lunar calendar, a full moon rising as the sun rises, visible at opposite horizons, was called opposition. When that happened on the 14th day of the month, it signified a full-length month, which was seen as harmonious. In Mesopotamian omen text, an opposition moon, or a moon visible at sunrise, signified impending doom for a nation or a city. When opposition occurred a day late, it became an ominous sign of calamity, especially in battle. Now consider this. Joshua calls for the sun to stand over Gibeon and the moon over the valley of Ajalon, which geographically face opposite directions. This alignment would have created an opposition moon event, a celestial omen that in Canaanite belief signaled defeat and disaster. Joshua, aware of the Amorites' dependence on such omens, called for that specific configuration on the wrong day, effectively weaponizing the omen to break the enemy morale. But, and this is crucial for us to get, Joshua does not believe the omen. He is leveraging what his enemies believe. In essence, he is praying, Lord, make this moment terrifying to them. Let them see the heavens themselves as witnesses of their own impending fall. This is psychological warfare rooted in theology. Joshua's faith is not in astrology, but in Yahweh, the covenant-keeping warrior. The language of the text. Let's take a quick moment to examine the Hebrew, specifically the verbs that we have in the text that I'm talking about. Stood still, in Hebrew, damam, which means to be silent or cease. Stopped, amad, which means to stand or remain. Now, neither verb demands cosmic suspension. Instead, the sun and moon stood in symbolic posture, a dramatic movement or dramatic moment framed in battle poetry, not physical mechanics. Also, this section of Joshua is heavily stylized and likely liturgical. It was meant to evoke awe and remembrance, not offer a meteorological report. So, what's the miracle? The miracle is not astronomical, it's covenantal. God hears Joshua's bold cry. He acts in time, in history, and grants decisive victory. This aligns with later scripture. Psalm 19, verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God, not omens. Isaiah chapter 40 through chapter 66 emphasizes the unchanging stability of the cosmos under God's rule. For example, Isaiah 54, verses 9 through 10. In fact, the only time in scripture that talks about cosmic disruption is at the end of days, never in historical time. Why? Because God rules by sustaining, not suspending creation, anticipating pushback. Some may say, are you explaining away the miracle? No. I'd argue that this analysis of the text is actually elevating it. It's more astonishing that God enters a specific moment, honors a faithful servant's strategy, and allows even pagan belief systems to unravel under the weight of his own sovereignty. Joshua 10 is not a science problem to solve, it's a theological proclamation. Yahweh fights for his people, and all creation stands as a witness. When the sun stood still, the message was clear, not to the sky, but to the hearts of Israel's enemies. It was saying, Yahweh reigns, and he will finish what he starts. Thanks again for joining me in 7 minutes in biblical studies. Now, if this perspective helps you understand the text in a deeper way, please share it. And join me the next time as we explore Scripture beyond surface assumptions. God bless, and thanks for watching.